Okay, mtazamaji mpendwa, ni karibu kwa MIKEANN'S reaction, na nafikiri buheri wa afya. Kwa hakika, before I start my reaction, please naomba tu uweza kusubscribe, kulike na pia kucomment kwenye video yangu ili video iende viral. It needs your three things: subscriber, like and even comment on the video. But please, before I start my reaction, I always say that the key things that they will make our country to go is three things. First, spread peace wherever you are. Secondly, spread unity and love. Those three things, they will make our country to go. Okay, today's John Mbadi, CS wa finance, anasoma budget, na as we are talking now, United Opposition wamekatana na hiyo kitu kwa sababu wanasoma budget ya 5 point something billion, ambapo sasa imeleta uhasama baina ya watu na wananchi. Pia kwa jumla wanakatana wakisema ya kwamba serikali ya UDA ama serikali ya William Samoei Ruto inaweka vitu visivyo stahiki. So guys, before I start my main reaction, please do so, then I will come for more reaction. Please remember to sub, to like and to comment on my video. Please, 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 yours MIKEANN'S reaction.
Reject finance bill 2026. Ukiangalia yale ambayo yako kwa hiyo finance bill, unashangaa tutaishi wapi na tutaenda wapi.
I must thank the leadership in the Senate, because they know the people to put in mediation are not senators like Senator Sifuna. Because they will take the extortion also to the mediated mediation committees.
As we take offense when you call a fellow lawyer as an idiot. I may be an idiot in economics, though I'm not overly an idiot. I got a principal pass in my A levels in economics. But you probably may also be an idiot when it comes to matters of law. So let us be respectful of of other members. Let us disagree politically. So let Sifuna support his 1 term, you support 2 term. Me, I'll support my candidate in my own style and in my own way. I think a lot of us want us to say that if I say 1 term, that is when I'm not supporting the president. Or if I say 2 term, that's when I'm supporting the president. You are not the one who manufactures my mouth or my language.
Time, because Kenyans can see through you. Kenyans know when you are an extortionist. When you speak loudest against corruption, yet you are the chief extortionist in the Senate. When you speak loudest about accountability and transparency, yet you cannot show the people of Nairobi anything you have done for the time you have served them as a leader or as a senator, or anything that you have pushed for in your life as a leader. Let me say, shame on them if they will use the floor of Senate to vilify a member of this house. We will equally use the floor of this parliament to tell the world who they are. And that is why I took liberty also to tell the world who that disgraced senator for Nairobi is. He's an extortionist. And now we can guarantee our county governments that they will have 428 billion shillings as shareable revenue. And that is not all, because they also have other monies in the additional allocations which we have. Top among them, the guarantee that we have now that 8.6 billion shillings will be going to our universal health care workers. Workers who are doing a splendid job right in our villages, in dispensaries, and even some, the CHPs, visiting patients in their homes. And Honorable Speaker, the only way to guarantee that that work, good work, continues is supporting devolution. And therefore, those who say that Sam Atandi, because as chair, Sam Atandi does not work alone. He does not work alone, and he's not doing this alone. CS John Mbadi doesn't work alone in the National Treasury. He has made decisions in consultation with everybody that he works with in Treasury, professionals who have weighed the situation. I have sat with Sam Atandi and members of the Budget Committee for hours. This last weekend, there is no other work we did other than think through this process of division of revenue and even try to weigh where can we raise more money. What else can we cut to be able to get more money for our county governments? And the fact that we're able to get this additional 8 billion shillings is good for the country, is good for our county governments. And therefore, those who are saying that, oh, people don't support devolution, I don't know who is a letdown to the spirit of devolution. The greatest betrayer of the spirit of devolution is that person who uses an institution where you sit to extort governors. Because if you're extorting governors, those governors have nowhere to get money. Those governors must go and steal from their counties to be able to bring you money where you're extorting them in those committees. Honorable Speaker, you know, these are things that are in the public domain. Governors named Senator Sifuna as among the top extortionists in the Senate. You saw him trying to box the governor for Samburu because I think he had run away out of the Senate and refused to attend a committee where he wanted to go and extort. We must not allow some of those vilified characters to destroy the name of the institution of the Senate. Our Senate has very serious senators. And that is why I must commend governors who named the 4 senators they named as a chief extortionist. Top among those was Senator Sifuna. So he has no more authority to speak about John Buddy, a great professional. FCPA John Buddy, or a banker and an expert like Sam Atandi. Because they are doing their work and doing it well. And Sam Atandi, I want to tell you, together with CS Mbadi, do your work without fear or favor. You have ensured, unlike what we were discussing last week, because the options we had was to introduce a clause into this mediated version that if we have a shortfall in revenues in the next financial year, then we share that shortfall in revenues on pro rata basis. That would mean if you have a shortfall of 100 billion shillings, for instance, counties on pro rata basis would take a cut. Now counties have an assurance that irrespective of what happens, they will not have a reduction in their shareable revenue. They will not have a reduction in their additional county allocations. What better deal could there be? And I must thank the leadership in the Senate, because they know the people to put in mediation are not senators like Senator Sifuna. Because they will take the extortion also to the mediated mediation committees. I must thank my counterpart, Leader Senator Aaron Cheruyot, and the Leader of Minority, Leader Madzayo, because they also know what kind of senators they can send to serious business. These other people, they can be sent to funerals, to rallies, to stand on top of cars with flags. They can do that they are allowed. But I told them the other day, you know, some of these things are just quick fires. Quick fires that burn very quickly for a short time, then get diminished with time, because Kenyans can see through you. Kenyans know when you are an extortionist, when you speak loudest against corruption, yet you are the chief extortionist in the Senate. When you speak loudest about accountability and transparency, yet you cannot show the people of Nairobi anything you have done for the time you have served them as a leader or as a senator, or anything that you have pushed for in your life as a leader. Let me say, shame on them if they will use the floor of Senate to vilify a member of this House. We will equally use the floor of this Parliament to tell the world who they are. And that is why I took liberty also to tell the world who that disgraced senator for Nairobi is. He's an extortionist by excellence. Honorable Speaker, forgive me for getting there.
That goes to NGCDF. And, and you compare with, for instance, what goes on to our counties. And you find, and you compare the number of classrooms, before we go into dormitories and laboratories and buses and other things that people buy, and you look at what our governors are able to do, we must look at what the problem is. What is a problem that we cannot see the evidence of the amount of money that is allocated and what goes down? And if the governors are facing structural problems, they need to bring it to the House so that we look at how we are dealing with it. Otherwise, we will always blame the governors for ineptness and for inability to produce results. Because I would say that with the amount of money that NGCDF has, you'll find that where NGCDF has one class, in one ward, for instance, it takes the counties another 10 wards before you see any other construction. And why is there such slow process? Devolution was actually initiated to ensure that we have accelerated growth, especially in areas that have hitherto been marginalized. And so, Mr. Speaker, it's very disappointing that every year we come in and we seek to enhance that allocation. Mr. Speaker, I know that we are in political times, and I would want to encourage, it's very nice when you have robust discussions here. And so it's very nice when we challenge Honorable Senator Sifuna. And the more we do it, the more you give him more profile. So if you want to give him more profile, continue mentioning his name. Mr. Speaker, I know because I always mention people favorably. People always wonder, some people tell me I sit on the fence, which I don't mind because I sit with my buttocks, I don't borrow anybody's. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, my kind of politics is that I play a politics of praising the person I want. So I'll praise myself, I'll praise my candidate, but I'm not really too much given to trying to underrate people, calling them, I don't know, they lack intelligence. So even if it is Sifuna who did that, I think it is wrong. I was actually went and asked the chairman what Sifuna said because I didn't hear. So if Sifuna did that, it is wrong. If Ichung'wah is doing it, it is wrong. It is wrong for us to keep calling people names here. And especially when we are in a technological era when children are seeing this. In the past, I used to do that, but I've become born again, Mr. Speaker. I don't do such things anymore. We must remember that our young children are watching us, and we should stop calling people names. And especially, some of us who are lawyers, we take offense when you call a fellow lawyer as an idiot. I may be an idiot in economics, though I'm not overly an idiot. I got a principal pass in my A-levels in economics. But you probably may also be an idiot when it comes to matters of law. So let us be respectful of other members. Let us disagree politically. So let Sifuna support his one term, you support 2 term. Me, I'll support my candidate. In my own style and in my own way. I think a lot of us want us to say that if I say 1 term, that is when I'm not supporting the president. Or if I say 2 term, that's when I'm supporting the president. You are not the one who manufactures my mouth or my language on how I support. I support in the language, in the style, and the way I deem fit and I deem best. So I think what we want to do, sometimes we cause other people to move away from us by our styles. Let us do or encourage styles that, are more inclusive. Some of us, if I go to my constituency, I can tell you that I see evidence of growth. I can see evidence of work that the president is doing. But don't tell me to say 2 terms. You say that one if you want. I don't use your style. I can go and tell Suba North people that there is Rusinga Ring Road. You, if you are a psychophant and you want to do that, go and do it yourself. I will not do it. Emilio Diambo Mabona, a.k.a. bad girl, a.k.a. Geza Geza. You don't teach me how to do my politics. But having said that, Mr. Speaker, I want to say that we need to have accountability for what we give our governors. They are not performing very well right now. If it is a structural issue, then we need to know as a house, whether it is here or whether it is the Senate. We need to know where the problem is, because out of, I think, 47 governors, you could actually say the area that you are seeing change could be 5 or so. And what is the problem? I don't think this is, when I raise this issue, you will see people in Homa Bay telling me, you are jealous of Wanga. Wanga is not the governor of all the other counties that are having problems. Let us look at issues that are bedeviling this country from a very sober perspective. Why are other counties facing challenges? I don't want to mention them, but we are all privy to the challenges that our counties are facing. Mr. Speaker, probably yours is facing the same challenges. Every member here, if they are talking, they'll tell you they are facing serious challenges. Why? Why are there no drugs in hospitals? Why are there infrastructure gaps? And so, like the other day, I saw Kiambu, I think it's Kiambu, that had done very good infrastructure. And when I shared it on my Facebook, somebody told me the infrastructure is there, but there is no medicine in hospitals. More recently, I think today, I saw Orengo did 2 things which I shared, which are impressive. And when I shared it, people said, why can't you also share the ones? I'm not KTN, neither my citizen. I only share what comes to my page and which I think is impressive. So if you think there's yours which is impressive, share it with me, and if I feel sufficiently moved, I will share it. But otherwise, the issue is we need to let Kenyans know why our counties are facing challenges, why devolution, after so many years, is still facing problems, and why CDF, on the other hand, appears to be doing extremely well. Mr. Speaker, as a matter of fact, and I've said it here before, my thesis, my PhD thesis, is actually looking at a model of development for Africa, and I think CDF is that model. When we were doing, when we were coming up with the constitution, I remember Honorable Amin Abdallah told us that we need to look more at a devolved system which was economic, and we refused. We insisted on both economic and political devolution. Perhaps what we needed to have insisted on is a devolution which is economic but not necessarily political. Because now we are seeing the one that is economic is actually working. But why are we seeing the other one failing? For the sake of a leader that I really value so much, Honorable Raila Amolo Odinga, please let us ensure that devolution works for Kenya, and it can work. So with those few remarks, I once again want to thank the committee for a very good job, and I do support.
Very well, the interest of
Okay, welcome ladies and gentlemen, and hope you are doing well wherever you. Guys, mimi huwa nasema ya kwamba comes 2027 opposition, united opposition ambayo inaongozwa na Rigathi Gachagua na kikundi chake, this team itasumbuka sana William Samoei Ruto, kwa sababu ukiangalia things kwa ground, watu wamekataana na William Samoei Ruto na watu wako against William Samoei Ruto, and that's why unaona kwamba hata hii finance bill ya 2026-2027 pia inazidi kuleta tumbo joto kwa William Samoei Ruto, and yet bado inazidi kumsumbua because hajui nini hasa kiko katika mawazo ya binadamu, katika mawazo ya wananchi, kwa sababu ukiangalia budgets ambao John Mbadi anaenda kuisoma iko juu zaidi kulingana na ile mtazamo ambao watu walikuwa nayo kwa kutazamia William Samoei Ruto alivyokuwa amechaguliwa kama rais wa 5 wa Jamhuri ya Kenya. And something that I want to tell you is that according to the people, according to the way watu wanaongea na the way Rigathi Gachagua anasukuma hili gurudumu, ni kama ni heri kusema kwamba William Ruto yupo kwenye wakati mgumu, kwa sababu CS wake wote kwa hakika wanapitia wakati mgumu, hasa John Mbadi ambaye ni CS wa finance. Hiyo finance ambayo anaenda kuisoma itakataliwa kwa sababu kulingana na vitu vimeenda bei ghali zaidi na vinazidi hata kuzua tumbo joto. And yet Rigathi Gachagua pia amezungumzia hilo swala akisema ya kwamba kesho anaenda kule Western kwa sababu ya ziara zake za campaign, but amesema that will be the last campaign for the next 41 days. After 41 days kuisha ndio ataweza kurudi kwenye ulingo wa siasa tena, na hapo wanaenda pale Western kufanya muktaba mmoja tu kuhakikisha ya kwamba ni nani hasa wataweza kumsimamisha comes 2027 to run as a presidential candidate of against William Samoei Ruto. And the last thing that I want to tell you is that comes 2027, if William Ruto cannot play his card very well, akona kibarua kigumu, kwa sababu according to the plans of this united opposition, by the way, wako na plan nyingine ambayo kwa hakika you can't predict, because according to you ulikuwa nadhani maybe Rigathi Gachagua atasimama, but yesterday umesikia Rigathi Gachagua mwenyewe akisema ya kwamba hataweza kusimama, bali ataweza kumsupport nani? Edwin Sifuna. Na hapo pia utaona kwamba watu wanakatana na wana reject this finance bill. So what is your opinion, my viewers, wherever you are? What is your opinion? Are you with the okay, una agree towards this finance bill ama una reject? Because ukiangalia this finance bill, hata M-Pesa charges zimebadilika na vitu vingi vimebadilika towards this finance bill. Na jambo lingine ni kwamba yale maombi ama zile vitu ambazo walikuwa so okay, mimi naweza sema ya kwamba things zinazidi kumwendea William Ruto vibaya zaidi, na mimi naona ya kwamba William Ruto comes 2027 kwa hakika, yes, huenda akapita, but si rahisi kabisa. Na mimi huwa nasema ya kwamba William Ruto is a good president, but the problem is that those who surrounds or those advisors wake ndio utaona ya kwamba wanaenda against na yale mambo ambayo yanafaa yafanyike, na ndio utaona ya kwamba kila kitu ambacho anakifanya kimekuwa ni kama mwiba ama mshale wa kumdunga yeye mwenyewe. So that's why mimi nasema ya kwamba kila ambacho kinaendelea ni kwamba watu wamekuwa against na yeye kwa chochote ama kwa kila kitu ambacho anakifanya. So guys, before I finish, please remember to subscribe, to like and to comment on my YouTube channel. Please, thank you. God bless you so much as we proceed.